Hello, this is Pastor Dawn from the First Congregational Church of Brimfield, here in Brimfield, Massachusetts, coming to you from the parsonage, from the back room that we've now converted into my office. Like many of you, we are all finding new ways of being, new ways of working, new ways of just living. And so this is formerly my daughter's bedroom, who is now away at school and has resettled down in New Jersey, about to get her own Master's of Divinity from Drew Theological. Congratulations to her, and to all the students that are getting ready to graduate soon, even in this alternative universe. So one of the things that I've been doing and have been sharing with you is my many ways of trying to settle myself, ways to have spiritual practices which ground us. Well, I don't know how many of you realize that this word that we call Bible has different meanings to different people, that in fact a Catholic Bible and a Protestant Bible, there's a few books that don't overlap between the two, and that there are different versions, different translations of Bibles that people use. I prefer, for research and for study, the New Revised Standard Version. And in fact, I have, and you've seen on several of my videos, a copy of that study Bible, the NRSV. But there are so many others. I have just a few of them with me today. I have the original Bible that my grandfather gave to me when I was a few years younger, shall we say. And this is in the translation that many of you are familiar with, that being the King James Version. Apparently, this was given to me on June 24th, 1977. But there's also the NIV version. And I happen to have the Jewish annotated New Testament. I have a Jewish study Bible, which I adore. But the one that I've been taken to recently is actually The Message by Eugene Peterson. I don't know how many of you are familiar with this version. It's not really great for study purposes, but it's excellent for just hearing the word. Jesus spoke to people as their friend. He didn't stand above them. He didn't use big, long words to confuse them. He came to them and met them where they were. And I find that Eugene Peterson does that masterfully in his writing, and sometimes touch us in ways that the other translations just don't. And so let me give you one example. Most people have heard the 23rd Psalm, but this is Eugene Peterson's translation of it. It says, God, my shepherd, I don't need a thing. You have bedded me down in lush meadows. You find me quiet pools to drink from. True to your word, you let me catch my breath and send me in the right direction. Even when the way goes through Death Valley, I am not afraid when you walk by my side. Your trusty shepherd's crook makes me feel secure. You serve me a six-course dinner right in front of my enemies. You revive my drooping head. My cup brims with blessing. Your beauty and love chase after me every day of my life. I'm back home in the house of God for the rest of my life. It's the same, but it's also different. And so I've been taking some time each day to read from this version to give me just a different perspective. And you can find multiple more translations if you check out www.biblegateway.com. You can read from The Voice or from the Jewish annotated version, or a multitude, an easy reading version. If you just find reading the Bible really complicated, that's a great way to do it. So I encourage you to find ways to use this time to feel grounded and centered in God, especially on this Good Friday, when we think of all that Jesus gave to us, perhaps we can ask ourselves what we can give to Jesus. And I want to thank Pat and Christy for being with us during this time. I know others will hear this message afterwards. May you all know that I am holding you in my prayers, that I hold the world in my prayers, and not just in my prayers, but our entire congregation gets together each Wednesday to pray for the world, to pray for those we know by name and those we don't know and those we might never know, because that's the beauty of this story that is unfolding before us this week. A story of love, of sacrifice, and of God's redeeming and blessing upon us, being willing to come and be a part of us, to suffer with us. And then, it hasn't come yet, but to surprise us again on Easter morning, to know that despite our worst, God stays with us. So God be with you today and always. Amen.